Hi, I am Zenzele. Welcome to my channel, Zen Aesthetic. If you are new here, thank you so much for clicking on my video. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. This is going to be a quick review of the latest release from Fleur. Their newest fragrance is called Golden Rule. This is one of the fragrances that I mentioned wanting to try in my last video of a few fragrances that I want to try this year. So it just arrived a few days ago. I haven't had it for a long time, but I did want to let you know what my first impression feelings are about it. But first, I want to just quickly talk to you about the three fragrances, actually four fragrances, three fragrances, one hair and body mist that I have purchased from Fleur. So if any of that is of interest to you, keep watching. So the first fragrance that I ever picked up from Fleur was Strawberry Letter. I do not have the travel size that I picked up on me now. I did sell that to someone else on my Mercari site. And I will put a link to my first impression of that fragrance here as well. So Strawberry Letter is a fragrance that, long story short, I don't like strawberry notes in fragrances generally. I say that because I have not had a fragrance with a strong strawberry note in it that I have liked. I think that it is a very incredibly unique take on strawberry. So, Strawberry Letter has notes of cassis. It's got a note called strawberry gariguette in it. It's got earthy woods. It is an intense, in my opinion, very realistic kind of strawberry, but very strong on the intense woodiness of it. And to be totally transparent, once again, I purchased the fragrance because it was so viral and so popular and sold out so often. I just wanted to see what the hype was about. And so I wasn't necessarily disappointed by the fragrance. It just wasn't for me. It was kind of like one of the first strawberry fragrances that I purchased. And I was just like, this is not for me. And I sincerely hope that whoever got it enjoys it or already had put their nose on it, because I think that if you do like strawberry and fragrances, Strawberry Letter is definitely one that I would recommend that you put your nose on. The second fragrance that I picked up from Fleur is a travel size of the fragrance Mood Ring. And I do have the travel size of that still. I keep most of my first bottles of travel size fragrances. Actually, I've kept all of them. Um, and this one is one that I really, really like. Not everybody likes this fragrance. Now, this is a very fruity, like over the top, unapologetically sweet, juicy fragrance. It has pitaya pulp in it. It's got some kind of gummy bear note in it. I absolutely love this one. And this is a fragrance that I can remember I wore to work. And I sit in like a row of cubicles. And one of my coworkers in the row behind me, all the way in the corner, she was just like, what is that? So if you have never tried Mood Ring and you're interested in these kind of very fruity, very very just kind of beast mode kind of projection notes. I want to say on a par with Donna Born in Roma. Definitely check this out. That isn't normally the kind of fragrance that I gravitate towards, but I really love this one. This one kind of reminds me of the way like Juicy Eaten Apple affected me. It's a very invigorating, very like joyful, but not juvenile and definitely nostalgic kind of fragrance. So if you enjoy any of that, I would definitely try Mood Ring by Fleur. I don't know if I did a dedicated review to this, but if I find it, I will link it here as well. So the last fragrance that I purchased from Fleur in the travel size is Vanilla Skin. This is a fragrance that I mentioned as one of my favorite fragrances of 2024. It is a musky, vanillic, earthy, sexy fragrance that over time, just in this bottle, even though there's nothing in here, has gotten even better. And I definitely will be repurchasing this. I like having it in a travel size because I like carrying it with me wherever I go. And I would say, I don't think that this is a gourmandy vanilla. It's definitely, like it says, it's vanilla skin, more of a slightly animalic, in my opinion, just slightly, but very much a skin scent. And that's not to say that it doesn't have a weight to it, because it is quite musky and sensual. And like I say, over time, it gets stronger. Um, Oh my God, I love this fragrance so much. It is so good. Yeah. So, I mean, I say this all the time about Vanilla Skin by Fleur. If you are a vanilla lover and you never put your nose on this, definitely give it a sniff. Um, I almost guarantee you won't regret it. But of course, fragrance is subjective, but this is one that I absolutely love. And so the last thing that I picked up from Fleur was their hair and body mist, or maybe this was before I picked up Vanilla Skin. I don't know. But the last fragrance that I will talk about that I have in my Fleur collection is their hair and body mist, and this is Heavy Cream. This is my second of this smaller bottle. I will definitely be getting a third. This was one of the fragrances that initially I don't know if I was sure about how I felt about it. I knew that I liked it, but this is another one of those that, for me at least, it got better and better over time. And I also like the sheer nature of this Here and Body Mist because it does have a fluffy marshmallow lactonicness to it. It has some lemon on the top, if I remember. It is creamy. It's just very relaxing and cozy and lovely to me. And I love to layer it with other fragrances occasionally. It's one that I regularly spray on myself, like coming out of the shower after moisturizing. But like I said, it also layers really nicely with other vanillic scents or other lactonic scents. I liken it in character a bit to Commodity Milk and Navitus Lost in a Dream, but of course it's a hair and body mist. It's lighter, it's more sheer, but it also has that considerable creamy lactonic quality to it. So if you are not a fan of that, if lactonic, milky kind of fragrances turn your stomach, definitely might want to pass on this. But if you like that, this one is just so good and pleasing and comfy and cozy and yummy. So again, this is Heavy Cream by Fleur. I really enjoy this. Will be purchasing a third bottle. So Golden Rule, like all of the other travel sizes of Fleur fragrances, comes in this box and it looks like this, and it just slides out to reveal this beautiful gold bottle, which I'm crazy about all over gold packaging for fragrances. uh I don't know, I just don't think you could go wrong with all gold. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's my golden era, you know. So I did read the description of this fragrance in my previous video, but I will just do it again for the purpose of this video. It says, confident and sensual, Golden Rule makes no apologies. This bold fragrance is magnetic. Energetic mandarin and sultry pink pepper harmonize with velvet coconut milk and rich vanilla cream, nestled in an addictive wake of jasmine and orange flower. Deeply luxurious and powerfully feminine, Golden Rule is the fragrance of your golden era. So the notes are at the top: mandarin splash, pink pepper, and golden pear. The heart notes are orange flower water, jasmine blossom, and coconut milk. And the base is benzoin, sandalwood, and vanilla cream. So, first and foremost, I do feel that this is a fragrance that is a feminine fragrance. It's got feminine, feminine, feminine written all over it. Now, you can wear whatever you want, whoever you are, but just in terms of who I think that this is marketed towards, definitely a woman's fragrance. Um, I picked this up at 5 in the morning. I signed up for text message alerts because I knew that it was going to be released on early access on the Sephora app. So that's when I purchased it. And it got to me like within days. I've had it only a few days, so I've already smelt it. And right away, I can just tell you that this is not going to be a fragrance for everyone. It might even be a little bit polarizing. I have my sort of like first impressions about this that I can tell you what they are, but I'm going to go ahead and just spray it on a tester again. I have worn it on skin as well, but I haven't given it a full wear, like worn it out or anything like that. So let me just spray this on the tester again. Let me tell you what I get from this immediately and what the scent journey is like. There's also a fragrance that I have in my collection that this reminds me a little bit of as well, and I'll tell you about that one later. Mm. So this is a really floral. To me, when I first smelled this, it gave tropical, Tahitian, islandy kind of vibes in the opening, but it isn't merely just that. In Golden Rule, it reminds me a little bit. There's something in there that reminds me a little bit of Moon Ring. The boldness of it. And I can tell you, when I first smelled this fragrance, I was just not even sure how to feel. I was just like, "Oh, it's bold, it's intense." But I feel like I'm glad that I have had it a few days because I'm getting a more immediate reaction. I'm feeling more favorable about this fragrance. It's not that I didn't feel favorable about it before. I just first impressions. I'm not going to do too many more first impressions on my channel anymore because it's just hard for me to kind of like give a full first impression sometimes with certain fragrances over others. And Fleur is one of those that I always have to sit with and experience for a while. So it's only been a few days, but still I have a better sense of how I feel about this fragrance. I know for sure that I like it. It's very beautiful, very floral, heavy on the orange blossom and the jasmine. So if you're not into those two notes, you might have a little you might have a bit of an issue with this. I love orange blossom and jasmine, so I'm good with it. It's just so beautifully feminine as it's described, and it's not a skin scent. It is, in my opinion, a projecting, strong fragrance, and in the dry down, oh my God. So this fragrance on opening is strong, it's bold, it's intense, it's sensual. But after a few hours, and it does last for quite some time, when it dries down completely, there's like this warm, sort of honeyed sweetness about it. And you get that sandalwood and the vanilla cream in the dry down. And I really, really like that. Uh, yeah, when I first smelled this, I was just like, I wasn't sure how I felt about it, but I couldn't stop smelling it. It's just so addictive to me in terms of like I just keep wanting to smell it and smell it and smell it. It's so lovely. I feel though that this is a fragrance that would do better in the spring and the summertime. It's definitely to me not a winter fragrance, and it's interesting to me that they released it while we're like in the dead of winter, but I that's not a complaint, it's just an observation. I think this fragrance is beautiful, but I do feel like the intensity of it, particularly for those who are not into orange blossom or jasmine, it might kind of push some people away. And also, because it is more of a spring summer fragrance and we're in January, possibly not a fragrance that people will be reaching for right now, but that's just me. I mean, you can wear your fragrance whenever you want to. I think that if you are a fan of Fleur fragrances, you will definitely want to check out Golden Rule. I would definitely um, test it out if you can get a tester or just do a travel size purchase like I do. I believe it is available now on Fleur and at Sephora. Mm, Yeah, it's a very feminine floral fragrance that just makes me see pink flowers and, just lushness and sort of tropical abundance, very much Hawaiian lei kind of vibes. So let me tell you the fragrance that I have in my collection, also in a travel size, that Fleur's Golden Rule reminds me of. So if you've been watching my channel long enough, you might have remembered a video that I did, including, and maybe a dedicated video, I'll put a link to it here as well, of a fragrance from Orabella called Blooming Fire. And that is this fragrance right here. Now, this is a fragrance that is created intentionally for relaxation and just sort of like mindfulness. It's also cruelty free. It doesn't have any parabens or chemicals or anything in it because it's for people who are sensitive to that sort of thing. And I believe it is sold exclusively at Ulta. This is, to me, it's very much reminds me of Golden Rule. And it's not to say that they're the same in any way and that they don't have their own distinct characteristics, but the vibe of both is this feminine, even the description and the copy, it's about femininity and the power of femininity. That tropical sort of vibe, the warmth, the sweetness, the floralness. So let me refresh you on the notes of Orabella's Blooming Fire and see how it compares with Fleur's Golden Rule. So Orabella is also available on its own website, in addition to being sold at Ulta. And let's see, or it has aromatherapy essential oils in it. It's got cedarwood, clove, cardamom essential oil. And the fragrance notes are bergamot, cedarwood, clove leaf, cardamom. Middle notes are Tahitian manoi, jasmine, and the base is patchouli. So the notes are almost completely different from Fleur's Golden Rule, except for the jasmine. And then the Tahitian manoi, what is in Fleur that just gives me a little bit of that sort of Tahiti? I think it's the coconut milk. Tahitian Manoi, from what very little I know about it, it has that kind of coconutty vibe to it. Let's look up Tahitian Manoi. Pure Tahitian coconut oil and tiare is the first thing that comes up. So yeah, tiare coconut oil. So Tahitian manoi and coconut oil are definitely close cousins, and that is sort of like the similarity for me between Orabella Blooming Fire and Fleur's Golden Rule, which it just gives me that similar kind of feel and mood. But these two are not identical fragrances at all, and I would not say that one replaces the other at all. If you have Orabella Blooming Fire and you're curious about Golden Rule, this is its own fragrance. This is its own fragrance. I just feel like they have a similar vibe. So I'm just going to spray this on my skin. Oh my God, this is so freaking, it's so good. Yeah, I really love this fragrance. I really, really love this fragrance. And like I said, um, the fragrance profile, I'm already sort of familiar with. It reminds me a little bit of Orabella Blooming Fire, which I also love. But it's another fragrance which I realize can be a bit intense for some who are not into the whole Tahitian jasmine blossom, orange blossom, jasmine flower kind of vibe. But I really like those kinds of notes. It is very powerfully feminine. It does give tropical Tahitian summery vibes. I think that Orabella to me is more summer, and Golden Rule by Fleur is more spring into summer. I could definitely see wearing this fragrance in the spring because it has such a strong floral quality to it. That being said, when it dries down and it gets more into the woodiness and the sandalwood and the vanilla cream, it does have a groundedness in it, just as Orbella Blooming Fire has that patchouli in the base. But Orbella Blooming Fire, the Tahitian Manoi, is what gives it a very much decidedly summery kind of situation. That being said, yeah, this is a bold one. This is a bold fragrance. It is a fragrance that you wear, I feel, if you want to be noticed when you walk in the room. I have not oversprayed this as yet. I'm a little nervous about that, as I don't want to choke people out. But I mean, when I just have worn it the last few days that I've had it just for myself, it's just it's just there's such a beautiful bubble of sensual floral beauty. I'm like running out of words to describe it. My feelings about it are that I like it a lot. And yeah, I just can't stop smelling it. You know what else it reminds me of? Splendid Bronze by Zara. This is a very heavily orange blossom fragrance. Yes, you can see that there is not much of a dent in this. I will be trying to wear this more when the summer comes around, but this is a fragrance with a lot of orange blossom in it. It is characterized by orange and is one of the few Zara fragrances that I have that is not, I believe, in collaboration with any well-known perfumer, you know, not Jerome Epinay, not um, Joe Malone. I'm just gonna spray this. I'm gonna spray it on a tester. Yeah, this is ooh. Yeah, this is very much a lot of orange blossom. So there are aspects of this as well that I get from Fleur's Golden Rule, but there's nothing like the way that Golden Rule is put together that I have anywhere else in my fragrance collection. And then it's a beautifully blended floral, tropical, but not just tropical kind of fragrance. I will say that in terms of whether or not at this time I can determine whether or not I want to pick up a full size of this, I'm not sure. I'm still on the fence. For me, the only full bottle of fragrance that I want from Fleur is Vanilla Skin. I know that 100%. Mood Ring is one that I would even pick up again, but in a travel size. And I love Mood Ring, but I think that Mood Ring and Strawberry Letter and Golden Rule are among Fleur's strong projecting fragrances. I really, really like Golden Rule by Fleur a lot. And I think that if you enjoy these kinds of fragrances like Orbella Blooming Fire or Zara's Splendid Bronze, that you should definitely check out Golden Rule by Fleur. And of course, if you're a Fleur fan and you haven't tried it out yet, I would say get your nose on it first because it's not a safe blind buy. But if you liked Mood Ring, or Strawberry Letter, this is one of those fragrances from Fleur that is kicking down the door. It's not like Father Figure or Missing Persons or Soft Spot, which are very considerably and comparatively softer kind of fragrances. This is for the bold. This is not for the shy. But I really, really like it. So let me know in the comment section down below if any of you have tried this new fragrance from Fleur and what you feel about it, or if you're interested in picking it up yourself. I would love to hear from you. As always, remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't as yet. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. In the meantime, check out some of my other videos here at Zen Aesthetic. And I hope to see you in my next video soon. Bye.